Wow, look at that.
That's
It's a
what they
little
were
bit
firing.
smaller than it should be, isn't it?
It's a long way away. Hello, time travellers!
Hello. Hello, time travellers.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Ed.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm very well, and I'm going to say a word to you to evoke the past, your childhood.
I'm getting ready for evocation.
Forts. All small children love to build a fort out in the garden, but if you're a time traveller, you can go and see any fort you like. There are forts spattered all through history.
But if you could go to any fort in history, where would you go?
Check the hat. Any
Yeah.
ideas? Any
I am-
ideas there, Ed?
I am
Got
checking
any?
the hat.
Where are
I
we
think
going?
you'll.
Where are we
I
going?
think you'll go to the set of an Errol Flynn, Olivia de Havilland, medievally sword epic in about 1938.
You're very close. I was going to head to the early 1200s, the 13th century actually, because I likes myself a really big fort. So if you're going to allow me a chateau, can I have a chateau as a fort? Is that all right? Yes.
Yes, yeah, they're castles,
Yes.
forts,
I
yeah, whatever.
want
Yeah.
us to visit. I want us to visit Chateau Gaillard, down on the Seine, just in the south of Normandy. Have you heard of it? Built
Yeah.
by fantastic English king. Why do I want to go there? Richard the Lionheart built this massive, massive castle. It's beautiful. Our king is Duke of Normandy. It's all going well. Who does this beautiful fortress annoy, of course? King of France. Doesn't like it. Tries to attack it. 1204 is the time you need to go there if you want to see the siege. Big, medievally siege, engine-y thing. Why do I like it? Why do I like it? Because there's a lot of castles about. No, it's the way that the French army defeated the people inside. How did they get in? Because you can tunnel underneath, you can go over the walls, but they didn't. Here's a clue. They went up the toilets.
Yay! And they crawled up the guardrail chutes, did they?
They called up the guard road chutes and, well, rumour has it they took the guards by surprise, but I've got a feeling everyone went, yeah, you can have it. Just don't touch me, just don't touch me.
Being attacked by the Lavender Men, what a horrible idea. That's the one, isn't it? It's got a triangular keep and the triangle faces towards the side you get sieged from. So it's sort of inventing angled bastions that bounce shot off by about sort of 250 years earlier than anyone else, which is really nice. Some really sort of ones that seem strange because they're different from sort of Western European fortifications or modern fortifications. So the Northeast India, the Naga people, have forts covered in spiky bamboo. They look like hedgehogs. Fantastic. So you can't sort of run at them. I'd like to go. I've only ever seen sort of pictures of one. I'd like to go and see a real one. And similarly, Mary Pars. They're these. They look now like hill forts would in Britain from the Iron Age, but in the 19th century, the Maori adopt firearms in a huge way. They invent rifle pits, trenches. They put flax on top of the bunkers so that shot bounces off. Unclimbable fences that they shoot from underneath. Really, really sophisticated, sort of almost sort of second guessing what was going to happen in the First World War decades and decades before. I'd like to go and see one of those intact, see how it works. It's a bit anarchic, it's a little bit geeky, but I do like my forts. So yeah, Mary Parr's probably top of this.
Which war are we on?
Ooh, Napoleonic, 1812, what?
Yeah, 1812, got it in one. I've had a little dig about, and have you heard of Fort McHenry?
Is that
Just
the
near...
rockets going pew pew and Star Spangled?
Got it in one.
Got
it in one, yeah. Fort McHenry, just near Baltimore, on the harbour, defending Baltimore during the English attacks of...
British attack.
1812. Sorry, British attacks. We tried to take them in 1814, so it's a couple of years into the war, and what we do is we use rockets, one of the first instances of rockets being used successfully, and I've had my prop team build us a perfect 1:1 scale model of the Congreve rocket system. There we are.
Wow, look at that.
That's
It's a little bit smaller than it should be, isn't it?
It's a long way away. You've got to remember that. It's over in the harbour. It's over in the harbour.
Yeah?
That's why it looks small. And these were shot from ships, and probably some of them hit the fort. They were more for upsetting you than anything. But the reason I've put it in there is because it's become wedged in history. Because as you mentioned, the rockets that were shot at Fort McHenry have ended up in the American national anthem. Go and look at it. Verse 1, about the 4th and 5th lines, and the red rockets glare, and the bombs bursting in the air, they say. And it was these British rockets that were firing over Fort McHenry. So that's why I want to see that fort. I want to go and watch that.
I've always wondered with those sort of rockets, because they look like sort of firework rockets. So you, in your brain, you want them to go whee, whereas they probably go.
I was a very lucky boy. I've watched one.
Yeah. What do they do?
I watched one launch. They make a whooshing sound, and they go in a spiral. And the reason that people think they don't go in a very good direction is if you look at them sideways, they're going whoosh, whoosh everywhere, but they're not. That spiral is going down a tunnel towards you. Put it this way, I would not stand in front of one.
I'm afraid it might seem a bit dull, but one I'd like to see, Mott and Bailey's. And here's my prop. And it makes a rudimentary Mott and Bailey hat. All the Mott and Baileys survive as earthworks, of course. We have a few pictures that give an idea of how they work. We've excavated some. But to really go and have a look at a Mott and Bailey would be fantastic. They're just after the Norman conquests. They're whacking up castles quickly. And the Mott is the mound with a tower on top. And the Bailey is the big ditched enclosure around it. You'll have to imagine the Bailey here. And here is the Mott on my head. And the point of a Mott more than anything else is the tower is a lookout tower, and you can shoot bows off the top of it. So it's a way of quickly building a castle without stone. And some of them stay in use for a very long time. I would like to go and see a proper Mott and Bailey from a safe distance peering from the woods. I think that'd be good. And I'd like to see some of the really tiny Mott and Baileys that you get in Wales, where the Mott is miniature. And you think there must have been some poor Norman knight sort of sitting in there going, why didn't I get to go to Sicily like the other Normans? This is awful. It's raining and I've got this tiny Mott to sit on. I'd like to go and see one of those, I think.
I've got one more for you then. I'm just going to throw it in there. As we're being quite varied, can I have a B-17?
A B-17? A flying fortress? Oh, yeah, all right.
Yes. Got you. Got you. B-17, flying fortress, third most successful bomber ever built. That's my last fortress.
Oh, in that case, I'll have a super fortress, which is silverer, and shinier and bigger, and have got remote control gun turrets on the top. Bzzz. So yeah, you can have your flying fortress, and I'll zoom past you in my super fortress.
Ed and I certainly hope you're enjoying our little conversations, and if you are, don't forget you can subscribe. Please like us and share with all your friends. We would.